Hi everyone. Hey, I'm going to give you guys a couple easy things to do on Friday. Hopefully you'll appreciate that. I know on Friday it's a good day for us to catch up. If you got a little behind this week on assignments, I got a little behind on doing some recordings and planning because I went to school 2 days this week and that kind of sets me back. But what I want you to do is, if you guys remember this, I know we haven't done it for a while, but that's because I was kind of wanting you to just practice on your own as needed. Some of the kids' names just look absolutely beautiful. If we got back into the classroom, I would know right away who still needed help and who didn't. Now I'm just checking every once in a while. But if you remember all this stuff in here, I'm going to take everything out and kind of review it, because we did get a new student and I don't know if he got to watch this lesson, so I'm going to make sure he watches it. Okay, remember we made the name necklace, and so far we did have 3 kids whose name started with M, but when we got to the letter S, we didn't have anyone who started with S, and when we got to the letter S and T, we didn't have any T's. But I'll tell you right now, our next letter is P, and we do have someone in our class whose name starts with P, right? Peyton, so she's going to get to wear her necklace. I hope she still has it. All right, so I'm going to put this off to the side. We also did that rainbow tracing, and you're welcome, if the kids had fun with that, you're welcome to write their name and let them do that as often as they want. I also had you decorate a name with glitter or beans or rice or sequins or whatever you found, and hopefully you have that maybe hanging up in your child's workspace. And then if you remember, I put, first we wanted you to work on this just for the kids to get the format and the get used to writing their names in the big box. There were no lines, and starting at the top. Okay, and then when they were good at that, I told you guys to go ahead and work on the lined paper. And you know, if you keep it in the folder, then you can use the wipe off markers, and you can use this over and over and over again. But at some point, I did want them to use pencil, so I put a few extra copies in here. So this one here, I have 1, 2, 3. I think I made, you know, like 3 or 4 extras so that you could practice your name on the lined paper. Okay, this was Peyton's. Peyton, I spelled your name wrong. That's why I ended up just keeping this instead of throwing it away. The one I gave her has the A in here, which is the right way to spell it. Okay, now if you ever looked in those, I kind of hid this one back here. I didn't want you to do this one right away because it's a little bit harder. You can see the lines are skinnier. A few of the other teachers used it right away, and I thought, that's too hard the first week of school or the first month of school. You guys need to learn how to write it really good on your own without looking, and then you can do this one for fun. It is a fun one, so if you want to make a few copies of it first, you could, and then your child can do, you know what, do one this week and next week and however often, or just do it one time. Okay, so let me read the directions. It says, I can write my name. Now you're going to end up writing it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I wish that the lines were a little bit bigger. These are more like first grade lines, but I think hopefully they can handle it right now. It says, I can write my name with a pencil. So I've got my pencil here, and I'm going to do my pencil grip. Okay, I'm not going to hold the pencil like this. I know you guys probably say, Mrs. Jenkins, you tell us this all the time, but, and not even really down here. I'm going to go pretty close to the lead, but not too close, because I'm going to pinch myself. I'm going to poke myself. All right, so right about where the brown, this is the lead, the black, and then this is the brown, the wood, and right where the paint is, that's about where I'm going to grip it. And I use my pinky, my pointer, my 3rd finger, my thumb, and then I just pinch it. Okay, so it says to write. Now, because there are lines here, I'm going to start my capital on the top. I'm going to go ahead and write Mrs. Jenkins. I want my lowercase letters to touch the middle and the bottom. There are some letters that start at the top too, lowercase, and there are a few letters that go down underneath. And so I wrote it with pencil. Now the second one says, and I did my very best, the second one says to write it with a crayon, but this is what I think I'd like you to do. I think I'd rather you write it with pencil again. And if, you know, your child gets tired after writing it a couple of times, just take a break. Okay, and the next one says to write it with a marker, but I'm going to use pencil again. I will lift it up and show you. So if you have a short name like Lane, He only has 4 letters in his name, so it's not going to take him very long. But if you have a long name like Abigail, it'll take a little longer. Okay, and then at the bottom it says rainbow colors. So I'm still going to write it in pencil. So I ended up writing my name with a pencil 4 times. But now I'm going to go back. Since this one says pencil, we're just going to leave the pencil right there. This one says crayon, so pick a crayon. I'm going to pick one of my favorite colors. I love magenta. So I'm going to just trace over my pencil. And the reason I did pencil first, even though the directions say crayon, just in case you make a mistake, just in case you make a backwards letter, just in case you leave a letter out, just in case your letters aren't on the lines and you want to try it again. The second one says a marker, and I just have these, well, some of them are highlighters, some of them are smelly markers. So pick a color, it doesn't matter what color. I've got an orange one here. So now I'm going to do it in marker. And the last one is my favorite. It says write your name with rainbow colors. So I'm going to start with red and then orange. Every letter is going to be a different color. Now, for some reason, I don't have a yellow sitting here in my basket, so I'll just grab a yellow crayon. If you guys have markers of lots of color of markers, then you can do that. You could also use crayons, rainbow color crayons. Okay, I'm gonna do this one in, I did red, orange, yellow. This one's green. This one's blue. I'll hold it up when I'm done. This one's purple. And I don't have any pink, so I'll just go back to red. The markers are thicker than the pencil was, so I wish I would have put a little bit more space in there, but that's all right. This is just for fun, just a different way to write your name and make it fun and keep it interesting so you don't get tired of writing of your name practice. We don't want you guys saying, do we have to do this again? We have not done it for a while though. At least I haven't made an assignment. Okay, let me go back and show you. The first, excuse me, first time I wrote it with a pencil, the next time I wrote it with a crayon, the next time I wrote it with marker, and the last time I did rainbow colors. And I guess you could choose. You could do colored pencils or marker or crayon, whatever you have, and you can send me a copy of that. If those lines are too small or too hard, parents, you can always highlight, let your child trace, and then they go over it with marker and crayon. So that's really the last time I'll probably do the handwriting lesson. You can always practice this just on your own anytime you want, especially if you know your child needs extra practice. If they're still writing all in capital letters, okay, and they're forgetting to start with a capital and use lowercase, if they're having a hard time with the lines, if they just can't write it by themselves, they have to look at it. They should be able to write it by themselves now because we're into our, wow, it's almost the 6th week of school. I'm going to look up here. Day 27. Day 27, that's a long time. So practice as needed. I don't want to assign this every single day because, you know, some kids don't need it. So it's at your discretion. Parents are in charge, okay? And if we get back into the classroom, I'll see how the kids are writing their name, and then I'll probably try to pull them out and give them some one-on-one help. That's what we do in the classroom. The kids who can write their name really good, they're just on their own. The kids who need help, usually get the mommy helpers to pull them out one-on-one and make dots for them or have them trace or whatever you can do. Oh, that's the other thing. If your child's still having a hard time, you can always dot it and let them trace it. Okay, that's it. That was a short lesson today. All right, send me a photo. I want to see what your name looks like. Bye.